guys, my name is Nikki, aka the Dragon Queen from the Dragon Queen's Lair. Today I'm here to talk about art. Now, I'm posting this after my aunt's birthday, so she's already seen this present, but I painted this a couple of days ago. I did not film myself painting this because this was before my revelation that I needed to restart my channel. So I apologize for that, but I like to describe or explain exactly what I did in order to give you an idea in case you want to recreate it. So first and foremost, this is the piece that I made. So it is on a frame that hangs with a chain right here. And this is just a glass frame. It was one of the ones that had solid glass on two sides and you post the picture in the middle. You can't tell, but there's only one piece of glass right now because with the paint, I didn't want to risk it scraping. Now, this is kind of a faux stained glass look. As you can see, and I'll probably take some pictures of it too, this is painted onto the glass, and it was interesting how I did it. I found some tutorials online. I don't know how to do stained glass. There is ways you can do soldering, and I want to learn that one day, but I've read on Pinterest that there was a way to do it with glue and acrylic paint. Well, I have glue, I have acrylic paint, so it's perfect, right? It's just like, okay, what do I do now? So what I did was I printed out of the picture that I wanted. Insert picture here. Once I printed it out, I was originally going to do it portrait-wise, but I didn't realize till after I got home that the frame was in landscape, but I loved the frame so much, and it was 50% off as well, so that was extra bonuses. So I had to get it. And thankfully, when I twisted the picture to make it fit that way, it did fit with a little bit of pieces cut off at the end. But it wasn't a big deal. It didn't like take away from the painting in any way. So I taped the painting, or the picture, which was like a tattoo Wizard of Oz coloring page that I found, and I taped it to the back of the glass. And I used, originally I tried to use just the Elmer's glue bottle, and all it was a bottle of white Elmer's glue, though I think in the future I might use clear instead, and black acrylic paint. That's it. And you mix it up. Well, when I did that, it was really thick, and I had a problem with that, so I ended up actually using a hair bottle for dye, which you can get at Sally's, but I used one that was from a box set that I had used parts 1 and 2, but I never used part 3 on, so I just cut it off the tip, and I dumped out the product, and I cleaned out the bottle, and then I poured the acrylic paint and glue mixture into the bottle, so it was a much finer tip. And then I very slowly, very, very slowly traced most of the lines on the painting. And then I let that dry. Now that provides kind of a faux 3D look. It did not stay puffy. I think in the future, if you want a puffy look, you can use puffy paint, but I worked with what I had. So after it dried, I used a watered down glue mixture with the acrylic paint of the colors that I chose. Now I only have, well, mostly I use the 3 primary colors in white and black, and I have big tubes of those, so it was a little hit and miss with that, trying to figure out the color I wanted, and then adding the white acrylic paint and lightened it up, and then adding enough water so it still gave that stained glass feel. So I did that with everything, and I slowly cleaned it up. Now, keep in mind, I think I redid this like 3 times. I wasn't pleased with it the first couple of times, and if you try really hard, you can just scrape it off. So if you mess up, you have room to fix it. Once it's done, you just want to be careful. After I let it dry, I used a marker to write in the quote and any fine line details. Yeah. So I used a marker to write the quotes and write any fine line details, and I had debated on going back with white to highlight, but I decided against it. I did add some basic color highlights into the actual color scheme. So all in all, doing this from start to finish, not counting mistakes, it probably took 2 or 3 hours. If I would have taken longer, I think there would have been less mistakes. And if I would have thought it out a little bit better or had better materials, it would have been even better. But I think in the future, if I try this, I'm going to actually order glass paint online instead of going to Michael's and hoping they have it, because they did not. And also the problem was I was trying to go for a less solid color scheme, so more not opaque. I didn't want opaque originally. So most of the color schemes and paints that I did find that were for glass were like solid color, and they were meant to cover it up completely, where I wanted the more stained glass vibe, where if you shine a light behind it, it still looks good. Talk to you soon.